All right.
Never know.
Okay. So let me go on this doc we had.
Is it
Episode
recording?
one.
Yeah, I think you should start recording right now. Even
It's
if we're not.
It's
it's already
recording, man.
recording, bro.
Oh.
All right. So shit, guys. Well, how are we gonna start this off, dude? Like,
Huh?
Turn off the
I.
phones. Turn off the phones. It's getting
Yo,
real.
yo, yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's the first numero uno,
Let's
number
get
one
it.
episode of Nomadic Stories. We are so
Nomadic
excited
Stories.
this our pilot episode.
Mm-hmm.
We struggled
Yeah.
so hard to get a good place for us to record this podcast, and finally we got it. We decided to go with the video format. Yeah, we're really looking forward to recording this episode, but also sharing it with y'all. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. We have a couple things that we want to talk about today. Um, a couple of stories we want to tell y'all, and yeah, let's just see how it goes. Welcome. I'm here with some of the OGs, nomadic OGs,
Yes,
Lewis,
sir.
Matthew, and
Oh yeah.
Jimmy.
Oh
Yes,
Let's
yeah.
get
sir.
it. Let's get it.
AKA old school tribe. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
Mm.
Haha, let's
yeah,
go.
let's get it. Let's get it.
Well, first things
Um,
first, man. We hit 1K followers, guys.
let's
Can we just
go.
Yeah,
1K.
let's
acknowledge
get a
that?
round of applause for
Hey,
that.
hey, hey, let's
Round
go,
of
man.
applause for
Shout
We
everybody
out for
that.
all
started
the
we
love, man.
started
Shout out
this
for all
in
the love.
yeah, man. For real. Shout out for everybody for following,
Yeah.
man. We started this about 6 months ago, so this is probably quite a big milestone for sure, dude. To hit 1K that quick. Yeah,
Mhm.
man. It's been a nice ride. We got a lot coming for sure, man. For
It's been
sure.
pretty tough too. Like just I remember getting the followers up like the first day we dropped everything, dropped the Instagram page, we were like, telling our friends. So it was like slowly, gradually going up. And then at one point just stagnant for like a couple weeks, couple months, and then you
Yeah.
started to get worried. But
Yeah.
then we got some proper PR help in the end, and
Yeah,
we really
yeah.
kicked it
Shout
into
shouts out Jody and Maya and Ali for joining. Those are the
Yeah.
newest members as well.
Let's
News
hmm
remember.
nomads.
They really
Uh,
pulled through and brought some good energy that we definitely
yeah.
needed.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, yeah, actually, we can just even say quickly why not everyone is here, like
Mm.
so this I guess this podcast, like, we were the ones that were like most interested in making it. And so, we just took that upon ourselves, and like for the rest of the podcast as well, I think it's gonna be like mostly the four of us. Um yeah, so not always all of us, but probably always one of us at least. But
Yes, sir.
anyways, yo, for real, the 1K. It's
Yes.
even starting this podcast, we got a bit more excited when we hit the 1K. We are like, all right, yo, let's get
Really.
on the podcast.
Uh-huh.
Let's finally get it going, you know what I mean? And yeah, like, just I feel like all of us also have gotten like not only like, yeah, like confidence boost, like you were saying,
For sure.
just all the support, people reaching out, being like, oh, Nomadic it's looking cool, man. We're fucking with the content. You know, I guess that also allowed us to be like, all right, we're gonna drop a
Mm.
podcast.
Yeah.
He's like
People
feeding
gonna
off
end up
that
listening
energy.
to it. Yeah, exactly, exactly.
So
Um,
again, shout out to all those followers, man. I mean, literally all the way from the first follower all the way to that thousandth follower, like every single
hmm
one. It's paved the path as to where we are right
so
now. So shout out for that.
yeah,
Let's get it.
Yeah.
yeah,
Next on to 2K, 5K,
Yeesh.
10K. We'll
Yup.
see how it goes.
Yup.
Yeah, yeah,
Just
We
keep
yeah,
stay
climbing the
yeah.
moving.
ladder,
We
bro.
stay
Keep
moving.
climbing the
Let's
ladder.
go.
Exactly, exactly. So yeah, we got over the first bump.
Mm.
And I
So,
think,
so
but one thing I think though is that so far, like, we still in like the easy phases. You feel me? Like, from now on, we're gonna have to grind even more. Like,
I
once you
mean,
start,
yeah.
once we start kind of, let's say emptying this well, let's say, of like our friends and stuff, like supporting us
Yo,
and
I was
following
thinking
us.
that too,
Once
cause
we
like,
empty that well, even though between all of us it's like a couple thousand people, like,
yeah,
once we empty that well, then you're gonna have to really grind for like that one follower every time.
yeah.
That one fan is gonna be like a real grind.
It's reaching out to like different circles, like exactly what you said, like our friends circles. couple like thousands of people, which like still we haven't reached yet. But like as soon as we pass that, then it's gonna be like actually telling
Mm.
people that we don't know, and those
Yeah.
that's like
Yeah.
even more meaningful in some ways because
Yeah.
like your friends always want to support you and stuff, so they'll always be intrigued on what you're doing. But like trying to convince like people that you don't know or don't know your history or background or whatever, that like trying to convince
Mhm.
them that what you're doing is like worth their
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
while and their
Exactly, man.
follow, that's gonna be some more challenges
Yeah.
to come, but I
For
think
real, for
I think
real.
we are prepared, like as you said, confidence boosting.
Yeah.
um with all the work that we're doing, there's like higher and higher stakes each time we do something, you know what I
Mm.
mean?
Literally,
So like,
Yeah.
literally.
but I think that's just the two-way sort of uh thing whereby like we put out something and then we get the responses, the good responses and
Yeah.
constructive
Exactly.
criticism, then we're like, damn,
Yeah.
we go harder next time.
Yes, sir. But like even on that note, right? Like of like exhausting our circles kind of thing in terms of like support and whatnot. I do really find that like once in a while like people would just be asked like you meeting new people and stuff like they just end up asking you like what you're up to like in
Mm-hmm.
life and everything and like I always do get to to the fact that like yo I'm working on this project like nomadic and stuff and like every time when I just tell people about it they're like hey let me get that follow dude let me follow you
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
in that sense, I feel like even that's one of our like for the moment, like our most powerful tools is just like, when we're meeting people and stuff, like just tell them about like this project that we're working on and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I do think that, even people that I don't know that well, like they seem to fuck with it and they seem to
Mm.
fuck with the whole concept and everything, which I think we should explain a bit more later as well in this podcast.
Yeah,
Sure,
But
sure.
yeah, we'll definitely get
yeah,
to that.
so I think even between all of us, that's something with that, just telling people that we meet like that about it, just be like, yo, what's up? Check me out, what I'm doing and stuff.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Like selling ourselves is like, I think that's gonna really come through for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's
yeah,
not
man.
even like it is a plug, but like it's not even really a plug because like it's something that we're passionate about and that we like
Yeah,
always have in our minds. So it's just like bringing it up is just like telling people about who we are and what it is like we
yeah,
like to do,
exactly,
so.
Yeah, man.
exactly. Because like, yeah, at the end of the day, it's like it's a part of us. Like, it's a part of our lifestyle at this stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's become daily routine type shit. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, I mean, every single night we're doing something either for social media or we're doing something for, I mean, three of us writing music, or planning some new stuff or thinking about new ideas as to how to expand our brand and everything. You know what I mean? Like, really has taken over our lives in different ways.
I think that's what also makes it so like easy to talk about it with people because it's literally like if people ask you like what you've been up to. I mean, nomadic is our lifestyle. So like, eventually, you're talking to them about your social media and about the whole idea, but like that's just who you are at this point.
Yeah.
So like it feels really also like comfortable to just talk about it because it's who you are. It's really like starting to embody us, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that's dope. We could like take pride in it a lot, which is sick.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we just hit that 1K.
Mm-hmm.
People probably want to know how we got here, how it all started, because
yeah, yeah,
that's a
yeah.
long story.
That
It
is.
obviously didn't. It is something now, and it obviously didn't. It was like we didn't plan it to be the way it has manifested, but yeah, man, it all started a long time ago with one little seed that was planted. I'll see you, Marty.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Tell
That
us,
that
tell us,
was
tell us.
those
I'll
man.
see you.
Those I'll tell. Yeah, let's get into it. Like those were, let's say those were some easier days, dude. Like now I'm so busy, bro. So I think the fact that I had a hella free time like helped for the inception of Nomadic. Um, Basically like I was just chilling this summer at my parents' place in Zambia with Jimmy as well, and we were just hanging out and like I was just getting like when it's in the summer like I'm just bored and like I hate being bored. So I'm always just trying to think of something that I can do, that I can work on, like, either to better myself or like, something that I can work on that's not school to help me feel productive. Because I think I had also just come off like a gap year where I had spent so much time just like Bro, let me not say wasted, but you get the point. You know what I'm saying? Just doing
Experiences. Yeah,
experiences, but
making
I was
making
just doing
memories.
like, dog. I was just doing like mad
Being a goon, dude. Yeah.
jobs and everything, like mad useless jobs, dude. And like, so I just had spent a whole year with a lot of free time that it went. Some of it just kind of went to waste. You feel me? So I was really
Mm,
like, all right. That summer, I was really like, all right, I'm about to start school again, but like I can't only be working on school. Like that's what's so whack, So
Yeah.
at the same time, it was kind of like, man, I miss the homies. Like everyone's off in a different country, like doing their own thing and that, and you know what, which sucks. But at the same time, I was like, man, it's crazy that I feel like we almost have a friend in like half the countries of the world or something like that. Like,
mm.
I think this is something we should try to find out, actually, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
actually pinpoint it.
where
Actually
all the
whip out the
nomadic
map.
people are at,
Make a
bro.
web
Where,
or
yeah,
Yeah,
something.
dude. Because the
exactly.
network is massive, and that's like what pioneered actually a
Yeah.
lot of this. Actually,
So
literally, yeah.
exactly, like I was like, man, how can I take advantage of this network, and like how can I enhance this network? You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, kind of be like a shit, like a I don't know the word, right? I guess it's like a nexus, you feel me? Like nomadic nexus of minds and dreams and creation. What can be like a nexus of, people to come together or people to enjoy something that we're kind of working on and
Yeah.
like building up and like kind of creating this sort of like community where everyone can what we can like contribute to and bring value to people's lives in that sense. Um, and yeah, it just this idea just started, and I was like, all right, we got to do a collective, man, like on some pro era type shit, on some ASAP type shit, Odd
Mm.
Future, kind of
Mhm.
vibes, but
Heavy
not
inspiration.
yeah,
Mm.
but they're all their good friends in like one spot, and
Yeah.
we're not together. So I was like, what's
Yeah.
the only way we can do it? And it's like this, we got to just do everything remote. But yeah, that's where it kind of started, and from there it was just like months and months and months of just like writing out ideas, having phone calls with y'all, throwing out ideas, and a lot of talking and not much doing in the early stages, to be honest.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
That's the
mean,
hardest
if we
part
think,
though.
if we, yeah, for sure. Like, if you look back, like this conversation we had, Marty, in the beginning was like in August, that time of year, in the summer, and then when we actually released the Nomadic page for the first time, that was like April. So it was like significant, almost like
Yeah.
3/4 of a year, just like talking and figuring out what is this gonna look like, what is it gonna be,
Yeah.
and then eventually, when it kind of started making more sense, we started, but even before it made complete sense, we actually kind of were like, you know what, let's just see where this is gonna go,
Yeah.
and that's where that was like in quarantine. That's when we were like, at this point, we need to just go for it. Let's just see what it becomes at this point. Like, there's no point in talking without actually starting somewhere, and we can
Yeah.
see where it's gonna go. We also like one thing as well was like we got to be open to seeing how this is gonna go, and not just trying
Exactly.
to figure out exactly detail for detail. This is what nomadic is, and
Yeah.
this is how it's gonna look like. Like to this day, we still got, for example, when the new nomads came in, we said, shit, we're going in a different direction, kind of.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
single day we think about nomadic. Every single day, new ideas come up and new directions, new avenues come up, and like we had to
Yeah.
really in the beginning kind of let go of this idea that like nomadic is one thing and this is how it's going to be, because so many
Yeah.
people asked us, in the first post, during the intro post, they'd be like, yo, so what is this? Is this a label?
Yeah.
Is this a, like, what are y'all
Does.
actually doing? Like, this don't really make any sense to me. It's like, man, it don't make sense to us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like we
Mhm.
that's
Bro,
really what it was.
it's
So
such a
it's
hard
it's
question
it's
to
like
answer.
it's its own thing. Allow it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
man. Literally,
facts,
I
facts,
literally.
facts.
I
As
think.
it's evolved though, like now I go
Yeah.
lose you and
You sure, dude?
yeah, I'm sure.
I was. I was just gonna say that, like, going off of what Jimmy said, like kind of seeing how things go. Honestly, I think Marty, let's like to be honest, Marty, like in the beginning, since this idea kind of sprouted between, I guess, you and Jimmy mostly, like you kind of took and kind of do still take the forefront in like quite a lot of the ideas and actions. But like I think something that I kind of learned from you, and I think all of us learned from you is like it's okay to just like, go with what you have almost, and like not be afraid of what the outcome is, or just see what the outcome is and kind of learn
Mm-hmm.
from it. Exactly what Jimmy said,
Yeah.
because like that's the only way, or like it's a good way of actually figuring out what it is you want to do by like doing stuff that you're unsure about, and then
Mm-hmm.
like looking back on it, seeing like the responses and
Yeah.
reflecting on how that is, and then you can make your next moves, you can plan your next moves. And I feel like that's kind of exactly what we're doing with Nomadic. um Taking it, like, obviously plan, like, to a certain extent, like some things have to be planned, but then like you can never plan the outcome of something, so you just
Right.
gotta go with it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And like on that note, I think what that comes down to is like letting go of the idea of like everything needs to be perfect. Like I know I can speak for Lewis and Matthew, back when we were making music in high
Mm-hmm.
school as well. It was always like, nah, let's wait until the song sounds perfect, until the song
Yeah,
sounds right, until it's the right time and the right people gonna listen.
literally,
But
Uh-huh.
literally,
like
so many
we just
factors, man.
and like once you let go of like I think that's also a problem that creatives have in general is like perfectionism,
Yeah,
it's a
Yeah.
gift and a curse.
it
But once
is
we let
really.
go of this idea that Nomadic has to be perfect from the get, everything flowed. So I think that's already a big lesson that we learn and that many people can learn is just start and see where it goes. Let it move you around like a yeah, man,
Dude.
like you in the water, like in the stream in the river. Let it
Yes,
move
sir.
you.
All right, so I got a question for I guess all of us, really. Like, maybe we can go around and see what each person's thoughts are. But since we're talking about a little bit more about the origins and Nomadic and whatnot, we can talk about, or I want to ask you, like, what it means to you, what it what it means to you now, and like how it's sort of changed you. You know what I mean?
Dang. Dang. Yo,
what
yo,
it what
Matthew.
it what it
Matthew,
It's
take
a
it away. Matthew, take it away.
it's a light
no.
light question to answer right there. Damn, what nomadic means to me now in comparison to how it was in the beginning.
Or just like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, at the beginning we were a much smaller collective. You know what I mean? I mean, we added these three other people and stuff like that. And in my head, it was initially going to be just music based and fashion based and potentially photography as well. And now looking back at it, I mean, you look at all the things that we're promoting, all the creative stuff that we're promoting and stuff like that. And now it's just like I see it as a platform to literally do whatever we want creatively. You know what I mean? And with no boundaries, with no limitations, with no okay, like how does this work? And we really do work as a team heavily. Like almost every week we have like a weekly call and stuff like that. And we really try to help each other out. Like okay, shit, what's going on here? We can do better in this area. We can do better in that area.
Mhm.
I think like not to sound cheesy or nothing like that, but Nomadic has really turned into a little family, man. Like you know,
Ah,
Yeah, it really
um,
has, man.
It's really
yeah,
true, bro.
it's
yeah,
It's
facts.
really
facts,
Facts.
true,
bro.
bro.
It's like, I mean, as Marty said earlier today, earlier in the meeting, he was saying about like we have all these people all around the world, man. But like before this was really created, I'd only really talk to Lewis and Jimmy every now and then, on our like monthly calls and updates and stuff. But all these other homies that we had from before as well, now we're talking regularly all the time, using our talents to like actually progress ourselves.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's one productive ass family in my opinion.
Yeah. It's really
Yeah,
it's
Amen.
really a
Amen.
beautiful thing, bro.
yeah,
It
for
is. It
real,
is.
It's really a
for
beautiful
real.
thing. And like
Yeah, man.
I feel like it really, especially me, cause like even me before we did all this, I wasn't nearly as tight with you guys as I am now, you know. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
really it's really actually crazy, dude.
I used to hate your ass, man.
Ah, yeah, trust me, dude.
Nah, man. But
Um, no, but yeah, like I love the fact that like, now it's just just the fact that even like as friends now, like when we do talk, it's like we have something other than just being like, oh yeah, like I've been at school a lot, and like,
Yeah,
oh
Hmm.
yeah,
yeah, bro.
I'm seeing someone now, and like, Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like
Hey.
my
Ah,
roommates are
yes.
nice and
Okay.
stuff.
All right.
Uh, and
Mr.
like that,
Romancy.
yo, I'm not seeing nobody, bro. I'm not
Yeah,
seeing nobody,
Yo,
bro.
DM him.
you
DM
heard
him.
that? You heard that, ladies?
Nomad
Nomad
M.
M.
Yo,
Nomad
stop.
M.
Hit him in the DM. Hit him in the
Yo,
DM.
don't
Let's
plug me like
go.
that. Don't plug me like that, bro. But like just those kind of basic conversations of just like updating your life. Like now when we talk, it's like, all right, man, what we doing? Like, what can we do to improve? Like, we're trying to even, we talk about ways to like improve ourselves and like how can we work better on Nomadic while we got our whole lives going on and everything.
Mm,
So it's just even like, we got like empowering conversations going, you know what I
Mm,
mean? Some of which hopefully we can like capture in this podcast as well, you know what I'm saying? Um,
yeah.
but yeah, that's just what I love so much about this. And like to touch on like how it has changed me, like it has being like part of Nomadic has like I feel like it has motivated me a lot. Like I feel like I've always been quite a motivated person, but this, it's kind of it's the first time that I really have something that's like mine, like mine as in it's mine, it's also yours and everyone's,
yeah,
you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
yeah,
But it's like it's each of ours, our own thing, that like this is gonna be what we like make it together, and what we put into it is what eventually we might get out of it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
To have something like that, that's such an awesome project. That's not just like, go somewhere, get some money, and then go home type shit, or
Facts.
Yeah,
like,
Facts.
get a piece of paper, or they're like, oh, here's a shitty grade for what you just did.
yeah. Literally, literally. It's none of that.
Yeah, bro.
You forget school,
Yeah.
man.
It's
Yeah, it
over
has a
now,
lot of
dude.
those. It
School.
has a lot of
No.
those.
Nah, but for
But
me as well, like if I look at like how nomadic has changed me and what it's done for me, like I look at it, well, not no, also just what it means to me. Like I look in two ways. Like on one hand, one thing I find really beautiful about nomadic is the way we um, encourage and celebrate like creative avenues, and that not just ours but like everybody else's. Now with Who This Wednesday and Freestyle Friday, where we're just like any creatives or any person who want to share something or a talent they got, we're just like, yo,
yeah,
Do it.
come here, man, let's do it. Like we want to share our fan base with you, whatever. Let's do it. And I think that's such a beautiful thing. And I think, when we approach people for Who This Wednesday, at least the reactions we've gotten are very like appreciative and like, damn, like I really appreciate you guys just sharing it. And that's what we're about, like we always have been, just sharing our platform, sharing our networks, just sharing the creativity. And I think that's one beautiful thing about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
And like, yeah, that's on one hand. And then on the other hand, like personally, I think each of us are also developing a lot through Nomadic. And for example, I can speak for myself when like it has in many ways made me a more confident person. For example,
yeah.
when it comes to rapping, for
Freestyle
example,
Friday.
exactly, like I used to, I mean, I still am, I lack some confidence here and there when it comes to like freestyling, things like that. And we slowly are becoming much more comfortable by putting ourselves out there on this platform. And I
Yeah.
think in that way, like what we were saying before, Nomadic is really a part of us in that sense, where like we are developing as Nomadic grows. It's not like Nomadic is
Yeah.
happening here, growing that way, and we're doing it's like one thing.
Shout out
And so
to
that's
that.
why it gives us so much motivation, Marty, like you're saying, because like it's who we are, and it's developing us constantly every day. We're like, damn, I'm getting a bit more confident with my freestyling. With
Yeah,
Yeah.
Freestyle Friday, started off, writing some bars, an hour before the release, whatever. And then now we're just like, hey, Friday morning, let's just drop a beat, freestyle. Let's
yeah,
just actually do it and put it out there. And the reactions are great. We
yeah.
all feel much better about ourselves.
Shout out for that.
And I
Shout out all
think,
the
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
reactions.
for real,
Yeah,
man. Shout out the
yeah.
support. Like that has honestly, like I know I can speak for us,
Right?
rap. Like it's made us much more confident,
Yeah,
and
Bro,
then
it's
not
so
just
sick,
confidence
man.
in music, but like confident as a person as well.
Yeah.
Just
Just
like,
yeah.
feels good.
yeah, man,
Amen.
having
Amen to
having
that.
this little project that we all doing, like it's something to be proud of, man. And like
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
Nomadic
yeah.
develops as we develop, and that's what we do it for, man. That shit, you can't you what it can't get better than that, man. For real, for
Facts,
real.
dude.
No,
Facts,
exactly.
facts, facts.
Yeah, man.
That's so true, bro.
All right.
We are nomadic, yeah. We are
Yeah,
nomadic.
we are, we are, we are, we
Yes,
are.
sir. Yes, sir. But yeah.
I, no matter who you, how's it changed your life, bro?
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
true,
well,
man.
to be honest, like I resonate with pretty much everything that you guys have said, especially um to do with like motivation and stuff. It just like the the majority of time that was put into this project was done like over the past couple months, which was when, all this COVID-19 stuff has happened. So
Yeah.
basically when life is on pause, and like if you didn't have anything to do within that period to like sort of, I don't know, any recreational activities to keep you busy, then like I can speak for myself, like I kind of would have been lost, you know what I mean? Like if I didn't have any motivation or any aspirations throughout that period, like I don't know what I would be doing. So I think it's definitely helped in a sense, like to keep me busy, keep me definitely motivated, um, and motivated in the sense of like creating, like music wise, but also just to keep busy, like just to always have like a project working on, or like just or constantly like thinking of ideas and wanting to sort of collaborate um, with us, but also outside our sort of like nomadic team, with other creatives. So definitely motivation wise, and also what you just said about like developing ourselves, like our self confidence and and stuff. Like I remember when I made when you're talking about that, I just thought about the video I made for the Instagram page, like that.
Who
That
would
song
have
doesn't even
thought
have
that the
a
shy boy,
Bro, that
dude.
video,
That
that video
line,
was
that
turned
line
to
so
the
is
hard.
fly boy?
that line
Yeah,
explains it
bro.
all. Whoever thought that the shy boy turned to the fly boy,
Yeah,
That video was hard, man.
Yes,
uh,
bro.
sir.
yeah.
That
And
video
that
put us on the map, low key. Not gonna lie to you, man.
But like like that, the song itself, like you can hear like in the lyrics, like I say that, and that actually like is how it shows how we are developing. But also literally that video and that
Mm.
idea I came up with like within the span of 2 days, and did it in a really short amount of time. And it was literally just with what I had, like my phone, no like bougie cameras, like the effect on the
straight
like
passion,
mirror
bro.
effect
Straight
was
passion.
just like
Straight passion.
Yeah.
shit from YouTube. Like if you're passionate about something, and like you have like the means of learning how to do something, or learning how to sort of obtain or make your idea come to life, then that's a really powerful thing, I think, because
Yeah. I
Preach,
mean,
preach.
it really, yeah, it's so true, and it's so important to remember as well, man. Uh, like even just for this podcast, like we had to hustle. I won't really get into the details of it, but we had to hustle to, what I'm saying, be able to record this podcast the way
it
we're
was a
able
lot
to
of
right
hustle.
now. And
Yeah.
like it was yeah, and like you just have to figure out some way, and like
Mm.
the same thing. At first we were like, all right, yo, we all need to get this mic hooked up and like this and that. But like, hey man, it's our first podcast ever, bro. I got my
Yeah,
Huawei earphones, like knockoff Apple
Wow,
shit,
wow, what?
Huawei, and like you just got to do with what you have, and then use that to the best of your
yeah,
ability, because I feel
Literally.
like a lot of people, even like a lot of people are like held back. A lot of people are held back just by, they don't have this camera that they need to do this project, or
Yeah.
you know, they don't have, like, yeah, they don't have the mic to start making this music, or the program, this and that. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Mm.
Whereas you just gotta do with what you got around you, or from what you can borrow from your friends or whatever, and then just try to make your dream, or what make your idea come to life. And
hmm,
like after that, people are gonna appreciate it or they're not gonna appreciate it. But I guarantee you, it's not because your mic isn't $100 that they're not gonna
yeah,
appreciate what you just made. You know.
yeah,
And the same goes for music. Like it's so true. It's shown so much as well by like the SoundCloud rapper like era. You know what I mean? Which is kind of coming to an end as well. Like now SoundCloud has like it's paid and it's ads and stuff like that. But back when
Yeah.
SoundCloud was really for like discovering like music that wasn't out there on the big streaming platforms, and like on iTunes and whatnot, like when we're still finding music on there, like
Yeah.
bro, people would record with this, man.
Yeah. We did
Like,
record that, bro.
exactly, dog.
hmm,
We have a
Exactly,
couple
bro.
songs
And
like
like
that.
if
a
we go
lot.
back to those, like you can sometimes even hear that the mic quality ain't great, but for some of the songs, even that's where the magic came from. And
Yeah,
like
exactly.
those people are making millions of dollars today and have all the equipment, that they ever wanted. But some of
Mm,
the songs that they made back then in their, like we said, in their mama's basement,
yeah.
some shit that they make now on a $5 million studio is not gonna pass what they made in their mom's basement.
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly.
So
Facts.
I
It's
think
all a
that's something
process,
that's
man.
so like, yeah, bro.
It's all a
Yeah.
process. Everyone starts from somewhere, but I feel like, yeah, as we were saying earlier, man, like our biggest fault back in high school, especially, was the fact that we're like, oh no, this is not good enough. This is not where it needs to be right now. This is not, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
Shout out Mr. Kelly for letting us borrow that condenser mic on the weekend.
yeah,
But it was
Hey,
like
yo,
it
yo,
was like that kind of thought process that kind of, I mean, it was good because we wanted to be perfectionists and make it like we wanted to use the condenser mic, and
yeah,
plug it up and make it sound crisp. But I feel like that kind of thinking sometimes is good, but sometimes it can also like halt your ideas and put them on hold.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
if we were just like from the get-go and had a consistent um thought of just being like, yo, it doesn't matter the quality as long as we're like rapping and making new songs. Like we could be making like two, three, five songs more in the span of time that we'd be waiting for to get the condenser mic from
Yeah.
Mr. Kelly because someone had
yeah,
already checked it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah,
Yeah, man. You just start making excuses and like it doesn't really get you anywhere. And I think that's one thing that yeah, it was a big lesson for us for sure, dude. For
yeah,
real.
yeah. Now we here.
But
Now we here, man. It's a
now we here.
process.
yeah.
Now we
Yes,
here,
sir.
man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Bro, even the same goes for like Nomadic, but in more of like how do I put it? In more of like a mental block, sort of like, in the same way that people want to have like all the right gear and like all that kind of, they want all the right gear, all the right programs and this and that, just so they have it all completely right kind of thing before they start something. I think we really had that with Nomadic as well, because like when we were all talking, like we wanted the ideas to be like perfect, and we wanted to be like, okay, yeah, it's gonna be like this, it's gonna be like that, this is what you're gonna do, this is what I'm gonna do, like this is how it's gonna look like in this much time,
Yeah,
and all that kind of stuff. And like we're too focused on just like, I feel like we're too focused on just like trying to get it right, and like, having all those things set up, and it
yeah,
just stopped us from actually doing. Like once we decided, like that's why I'm so happy that, during Corona, like I'm so happy that we just said, yo, fuck it, man. Like we don't have much to do during the day. We just got school and we're just all stuck at home. Like what better time than to just like launch this and,
literally.
see where it takes us.
Yeah,
And I think ever from there, like now we don't even, like right now we're not even planning that far ahead. Like we just come up with an idea, we just execute it, and then we just see like, oh, it went well, it didn't go well, you know what I mean?
yeah,
And then we
yeah,
Yeah.
just move, on from there. And like everything just getting better, and like we're getting better at things. And like, yeah, man, like
Yeah, man.
I think that's one lesson for all of us with anything that we do, that I think we've learned so much, is like just do it. It's like it's literally the Nike thing, like just do it, just try it.
yeah,
Like
It
yeah,
is, it
whatever
is, it
happens
is.
happens, man. Like even if you fail, and what,
yeah.
you
yeah,
just gonna do another thing, man.
Hell yeah.
Literally. Yo, Nike, send us free shit.
yeah. Plug
Yeah,
that we dot
yeah,
nomadic.
Nike,
Like to
Nike,
see
bro.
that
Please,
Nike,
please,
hook us
please,
up.
please.
Yo,
video.
Nike,
So,
help us out with our merch.
Yeah,
Hey, yo, what's
speaking
that
of,
shirt you wearing, bro? What's that shirt
yeah.
you wearing? You going
oh yeah,
you
don't don't
going
let
you
them,
going
don't let them see that, dude. Don't let them see that too much.
you're not gonna address that? You're not gonna address the elephant in the room, bro?
This one in the bank. This one in the bank still.
Yeah. See
That
this
that's
one?
an exclusive. That's a Nomad M exclusive. You gotta
The
pay
Nomad
extra
M
for that.
exclusive.
Yeah.
You get to you on the note of perfectionism that we kind of spoke about, I want to talk about do you guys feel like Lewis and Matthew? Do you guys feel like during the production of Front Seat, how do you guys feel that idea of trying to be perfect? You think that was part of the that manifested itself when making Front Seat, or how, or not necessarily, or y'all think that was still before? What you guys think?
Yeah, Lewis, I'm gonna let you go first because you produced it.
Uh, I'm trying to think, bro. Honestly, like front seat, the majority of front seat was done. I want to say like at least a year ago or 2 years ago or something like that. Or
Stop.
actually,
Nah,
I don't
bro,
actually
that's
know.
not
Are you
that's
Definitely
serious,
not two.
dog?
that's
Definitely
cap,
not two.
Lewis.
Definitely
All
not
right,
Not
two.
two
firstly,
years, but at
all
least
right,
like.
let's get back to how it started then, and then you can
But
see what is
but
it.
bro, the beat, like, okay, I don't know the
Shit,
exact
nah,
time,
okay, all
but the
right,
beat
Yeah.
was made ages ago.
all
I
right.
don't know when I
Listen,
made that beat, to be
the,
honest.
the truth is, you sent me that beat last summer. I received that beat actually, and
Huh?
last summer I received that beat, and then I was just chilling, and then I was in England at the moment and at the time, and I wrote a little hook for that, and I just had the beginning. Got my bros in the front, my bros in the back, just the beginning.
That
I
was
definitely
actually.
I definitely wrote that, and then I recorded it on my shitty earphones in Zambia, and I sent it through. Yeah,
Huh,
yeah,
I
yeah.
remember this.
Yeah, man.
Stop.
Because Marty, I was that summer, I was showing you a bunch of music, and that's
Oh
how
my
you were like, "Yo,
God,
y'all got to
bro.
do something with this
Dude.
music. Y'all
Oh my
Yeah.
tripping."
God. I was
And
so
then,
mad. I
yeah,
was
bro,
so mad, bro.
I pulled up. I remember
Like,
pulling up.
yo, like that summer, guys, like like I would be like, yo, Jimmy, let's go gym early, and that he'd be like, nah, man, I went to bed at 3. I went to bed at every night. If you go into his room, he's just sitting there with his headphones, like, yeah, 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 no, no, writing some shit, and then he would be like, yo, Marty, pull up. Be like, yo, Marty, let me show you this. No, no, no. He showed me this hook, bro. Now that I think back to it, he showed me this hook, and I was like, all right, it's
Man,
kind of tight. It's kind of tight, you know.
I
And then
definitely.
wow, a year later,
Nah,
this
but
thing
then,
became
all right,
a
but
reality.
hold up. If we're not gonna pretend it's not okay. We didn't. Okay, that was the hook, right? That was just the hook, and it was kind of
yeah,
like, you know how it is. Like we always making little things, and then we move on because new ideas. Like we spoke about this the other day, Lewis. Like new ideas are just
yeah,
more exciting than trying to finish old ones, as bad as
yeah.
that of a habit that can be. But then, so that hook was written, and then I think we reintroduced it or whatever. Oh, what? We reintroduced it or whatever in like when we pulled up to Brighton, right? In January, this
Yeah,
January,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
and
That's very.
that's
The
when
magic happened.
we brought it back, and that's when we each spent that night just writing our verses, showing each other what we got. And one thing I remember about that night or those nights was like writing together is a very different process in the sense of like, we be trying to write, and then Lewis would be like, "Hey man, Matthew, what you got?" Matthew will pull up with some. Then Lewis would be like, "Damn shit, I gotta restart," and then I'm like, "Yo, what I missed?" Matthew pull up, I'd be like, "Damn, I gotta restart too,"
Yo,
And then
it's different in person, bro. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
but it's
I
like,
I, I remember. Oh, you go ahead, man.
go ahead, man, you good?
Just going off that, like I remember the first night, like whipping out the mic, dude. When we whipped out the mic the first day, like bear in mind that I hadn't seen Jimmy or Matthew for I don't know how long, but like a couple months at least.
Yeah.
But it always feels like I don't know, like it feels like a while because we were just so used to like because we grew up together basically, so we see each other every day back then.
Mhm.
But like not seeing each other for a while. I remember that the first night we whipped out the mic. I wasn't trying to touch that. I wasn't trying to spit on it at all. And I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like it was kind of like the atmosphere. Obviously, we were there to like make music and stuff, but
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys felt, but I felt like there was a low key sort of nervousness about like, damn, we haven't like freestyled in a really long time, and like
Yeah, man.
I don't know where these guys are at. Like, are they gonna
Yeah.
smoke me on
Yeah.
this mic right now, or like
Cause
should I just wait and see what they did first?
I mean,
Yeah, I
cause
remember
before
that.
that, it was when did we last see each other? Was it in Scotland or was it summer
uh,
maybe?
Summer,
Anyway,
summer.
yeah. Point
I,
being is like the time we met before that, music was not the reason for meeting. Like we met up just for the sake of meeting up. So when we met up in Brighton, bro, that was the first time we had met basically since high school. And we're like, okay, damn, this is not Yo,
Yo,
hold
to
up.
make music.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the first time. That's why, like, I remember we were sitting right here in this location, this living room I'm at right now,
That's how bright.
and we put on the beat. We're bobbing our heads. Ain't no one was spinning yet, bro. Ain't no one was spinning yet. We're like, I maybe take a couple more swings of the bottle, maybe that'll help. It
Yeah. So
was a
would you say
process.
that like since y'all hadn't like, really tried to make music together in such a long time that you felt kind of like not yeah, like kind of like embarrassed in front of each other to be like, all right, let me, show them what I still got or don't
Yeah,
got kind of
I
thing,
think it was like, yeah, kind of like breaking the ice was needing to be done there, because like, I don't know, it just, I don't know, if you haven't done something for a while, I guess you feel like a bit rusty, and I guess like there's a bit, I don't know if I'd say
Yeah,
embarrassment, but just like, you wanna do well, and you're like
Yeah, yeah,
sort
yeah.
of anxious that
yeah.
that um
You know
that
you're
you're not gonna do that, but like
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
end,
yeah.
like you need to realize, and I think that I realize, and I think all of us realize that, like, and this goes for the larger nomadic group as well, but like we're we've surrounded ourselves with people that, like, first of all, like, care for each other because we're friends, right? So you shouldn't really like be, or you should try and like not be worried about that kind of stuff, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because like
yeah, yeah.
regardless of how it goes, like your friends, you can trust your friends to be like honest with you, and
And
say
tell
like,
you when
oh,
it's garbage.
this was dope, and but like also maybe like, yeah, you need to work on this kind of thing,
Mm.
but
Yeah,
also it's also like the mindset of wanting to just do it, and like commit to it and be like, yeah, I don't really, not that you don't care of what people think about um what you're doing, but like you're willing to accept constructive criticism,
Yeah.
yeah.
but it's a bit of that, I think.
yeah.
um
But I mean,
yeah.
it
Us.
was it was good though. I mean, that process, it went from us bobbing our heads, no one
But yeah,
freestyling, to the creation of Front Seat
and I think that,
somehow in that same
yeah,
week.
man.
So,
Hmm.
you
Yeah,
know,
because like I feel like what I was getting at before was it started like that. We were just saying about starting being a bit shy, like, oh, what can Maddox do? What can Julio do? And then
mm,
it went from that to like kind of competing, like, hey, yo, what you
yeah,
got there? Like, I'm trying to spit harder,
low
and then
key, low
it's like
Yeah.
key.
a very healthy competition
Yeah,
that happens between us, which just makes us better and better and better. And
yeah,
I
Yeah.
think that's one thing that really is great about like the three of us when we make music is like, or even Lewis will send through like a hook that's like, yo, awesome. I'm like,
yeah,
yo, that it's like you
Bro,
almost
on
don't want
some
to touch,
Patrick shit,
you
man.
almost don't want to touch it because you're like,
yeah, bro.
I gotta match that. But then the fact that you want to
Literally.
match it is very good, very like
Hmm.
it makes you very like I gotta do really really well. And if I was just an artist doing my thing on my own, I find it, you'd be competing more with yourself, which is also
Yeah,
healthy and also good. But
Yeah.
this is like,
you have
it's a
three
very healthy
individuals.
balance. Yeah, for real, for real.
Yeah,
Shouts
So,
I
out to you
mean,
Hmm.
guys.
so
Shouts out.
would you say that you guys can like kind of maintain or like recreate that energy that you had in Brighton of like constantly building on top of each other and like out rapping each other in a way like while you're apart? Like, are you able to maintain that energy?
Definitely, man. That's what
yeah,
I was saying. Like Lewis will send through a beat, and then we're like, all right,
yeah,
we gotta
Yeah, yeah,
we
yeah.
gotta do this and that, and
yeah.
I definitely I think so.
I mean, not to give anything away, but one of our upcoming songs that we're about to drop, titled "No Love," it's on the way. Listen up.
Yo, I can't
And
wait for that shit to drop, dog.
yo, but
That's
that's a
perfect example.
process. Perfect example of Lewis sent a fire verse and hook, and then it was then up to me and Jimmy to be like, all right, cool, we hear you, and then come back. And obviously, like, this is a song we're working on together, so you can't have no weak links. You know what I mean? So even though we're however many kilometers away from each other, you
Yeah.
still feel the, okay, you brought this to the table, so I can't bring anything less because that's not what we're here for. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
that's a great example, man.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Facts,
man.
facts.
Yeah,
But yeah, man, we're looking forward to our next drop. The release date is yet to come, but
yeah,
we're working on it, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be a good thing.
yeah.
So,
I'd say by October, I'd say about October really.
Yeah, you're
About
putting a date
October.
on it. All right.
Yeah,
All right.
No, I'm kidding.
Yo,
Yeah, you
now
put a
it's
month.
Sure.
You put a
I'm
month on
put.
it,
Yo,
bro.
you said October, my G.
I did. I said on a
You said
recording
October,
too.
my G. All right.
Yeah,
Video,
yes.
All
audio,
right.
For
I'm
sure.
gonna
everything,
hold y'all
everything.
to this. I'm gonna
But
hold y'all
yeah,
to this because
still,
I've heard this track and I need no love in my Spotify, bro. I need no
Yeah,
love
bro.
in my Spotify, bro.
Yeah.
That's definitely
yeah.
mine.
Until then, keep listening in the front seat, cause
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah. Keep streaming that.
he
Keep
said,
streaming that.
Nah, but
yeah,
for
it's
real,
crazy
like,
the responses actually,
dude,
mm-hmm.
like, cause
bro,
I think you know how
pull it up
what
right
you
now.
call
The
it
stats.
when you what's it called when you upload it right to the platform or whatever platform that you use. There are like some analytics that you can view. So like just looking through those and like looking at the countries that you can see like
Oh,
which countries have streamed your song and like some countries that you've obviously heard of, but like who do you know from there? Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
yeah,
And
Yeah.
like
bro.
the amount
You
of
got some,
streams,
bro.
it's been a pretty humbling experience I think because
Mm,
honestly like when we dropped it I knew like we were gonna try and push it as much as we could to like see to like make sure that we got as many streams as possible in the sense
Yeah.
that like we made sure everyone that we know has heard about it, but like I feel
Yeah,
like it went a bit maybe even beyond that kind of
Yeah.
right,
because
bro.
like
Like,
some people are listening to it that I've never met or I don't know and stuff
Random countries. Random countries. Like.
bro,
yeah,
like
it's
that's
so rewarding, man.
yo, it's
That's just
crazy,
great,
Yeah.
bro.
man. Mm.
Like that's when like the fact that right, like when the stats came out like for this song, right? Like I've the whole time after y'all dropped it, like I'm just on my Spotify for artists, like seeing what
Yeah.
the stats are, like what's going on. And when I realized that we were like really onto something with Nomadic is when I kept on looking at like how many countries it was in, and like 51 countries, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's
Our
almost
first
a
track.
quarter of all countries on the planet, bro.
Literally,
Like
fam.
that's crazy, man. Like I I think, bro, like I feel like not many artists can drop their first song and it's listened to in 50
Yeah.
countries.
Literally.
50 countries, bro. Like wait, yo, this tell me where this is at, man. Tell me where this is, bro. Like
Yeah.
I don't
Somewhere.
even know some of the places like where
Yeah,
it's
I'm just
listened to.
looking now too.
Like,
Yeah.
bro, what is this? What is this city I was just looking at? Las Palmas de Gran Canaria. Like, where is that? What Spain? Is that somewhere in
that's
Spain?
Spain too.
So
Yeah,
like,
bro.
we got
Chill, dude,
Jeddah, Saudi
chill.
Arabia, bro. Like, Wagwan, dude. We got Aarhus in
Alright.
Denmark, man. Like, Fredericksburg, like shout out
Yeah,
Jacob.
Shout
shout
I
out,
out
think
shout out
shout
all
out.
the
know.
countries.
Shout out the Danish homies, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, man.
crazy, man.
Saudi Arabia
Seeing
was.
on
I wasn't
people's
expecting that one
stories and
really.
stuff,
Like, who
just
is in
bumping the
Bochum,
song.
bro? Who's in Bochum?
I don't know where that is, bro.
Exactly, my guy.
I don't mean to
Like,
sound ignorant on the mic, but I just don't know where that is. Like this holiday, man, I was one of the best conversations I had. I think was so this group of people, and I played them the song, and I said, "Yeah, this is the first song we put on Spotify." And I told them the guess. I was like, "Yeah, so how many streams do you think we're at?" And they're like, it's a pretty good song, but like, 'cause it's your first and you just started, I'm gonna guess like 500, 300 maybe." I was like, okay. Went around the room. People like, yeah, 500. Someone got daring and said 700 max. I said 700
ah,
max.
this is
Calm,
Max.
calm,
Cat.
Yay!
That's cat.
That's
bro.
that.
That was the best news when I turned to them and said, at that point, I think we're at like 4.5K or something like that. Bro, they went mad. They were like, what the hell? We didn't know we were sitting with celebrity. I was like, yeah, well, you better know, dude. Royalty, royalty status, royalty status.
Bro, for real, dude.
Celebrity
Let me check the number. Let me. Can we tell the number to the people right now, dude?
Yeah, what's
We're
it?
looking at 5.3K.
Ooh,
5.3K, dude.
Okay,
That's
okay, that's not
it,
bad.
it's
pretty
sick.
good.
Sick. It's
But it's another point I guess to bring up is like, obviously it's great that we got so many streams. Like we're so happy about that, and it does show the power of Nomadic. But of course, that's not only what it's about, And I
of
think
course.
Yeah,
another thing that also a lot of the pride also just comes from like I don't know us three musically finally like I don't know overcoming whatever insecurities we had and just like really be taking pride in like the music we make and
yeah,
also just receiving the appreciation that we had kind of long lost, in a sense where like in high school, we had done like a couple performances. We had the whole school kind of, well, not the whole school, but like a lot of people supporting us. A lot of people supporting us and making us feel good. And like after uni, it took about 2 years, no, almost 3 years for us to put music out again. And like that in
Yeah.
itself was a process of really like coming to terms with the fact that we're apart, and that it's not going to be like how it was, but it's going to be a certain way, and it's
Yeah.
going to be through Nomadic, and it's going to be very different, but it still worked out, and people still vibed with our music a lot. you know it's a crazy thing, man. So I think that's where a lot of our like pride and like, yeah, a lot of our pride
Yeah.
comes from, more so than the
Yeah.
streams. Like, even if it hit less than 5K, like it's just the fact that we personally
Yeah.
just came over like something that we really
Yeah.
needed. I think it's gonna make us much
Literally.
more confident and much more
That's it.
proud in the future of our music.
Mm.
So yeah, man,
Yeah.
that's
I
that's
mean,
the big thing to do it for.
I think that's a lot of people don't really, well, they don't see it because it's obviously this is behind the scenes. But to go from making music with your friends in high school in person to then going to university, which for those of you who are listening right now who have been to university, that step is massive. I mean, that's a massive change in your life. So then to
Hmm.
then obviously you drift off, as one does from like music, whatever, because you're focusing on university. And then to come back one day and be like, you know what, should we go back and run it? Like, should we go back and do it? And you think about like, because we used to make music in high school. So obviously when we started making music again, the first question is like, oh, so you guys serious this time? Like you guys actually gonna like, you know what I mean? And
and
hearing that,
and there was that doubt also came from the fact that we
yeah,
never released that album that we were gonna drop.
literally.
That, mm.
So there was a lot
What
of, there
album?
was exactly, bro, exactly.
What
We didn't,
album?
Matthew,
In high school.
explain it a bit. What the
yeah.
whole.
But I mean, we were really trying hard to like work towards an album in high school to drop on SoundCloud or whatever, and it didn't come through for whatever reasons. I mean,
Wasn't perfect
literally,
enough. Our music
yeah.
wasn't perfect enough or
The
whatever.
the excuses were limitless. The confidence wasn't there. I suppose the time
Yeah.
just disappeared out of nowhere. Next thing we knew, we were seniors doing our finals, and we graduated, and then no one lived in the same country anymore. So, I mean, there's a lot of personal hurdles, and definitely from like a music
Hmm.
perspective for,
Hmm.
for for
Mm-hmm.
all of us, they had to overcome that. That's why, I mean, like as Jimmy said, like it's not about necessarily the number itself. I mean, as grateful as we are for that, and as happy as we are that we have achieved that, it's also the fact that we overcame that hurdle, dropped new music, and I mean, it's just an added bonus that it was received so well from all the fans out there.
Facts.
So,
Yeah.
so again, much love, literally every
Yeah.
play, every share, every time someone brings it up in a conversation at a party.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
man.
Yep.
Keep bumping that
Yeah,
until the next one.
yeah. We're trying
It's
to
gonna
hit
slap
10K.
harder though. It's gonna slap harder though.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah.
I
So,
really don't think they're ready. Like
Man, funny enough, today
Front
I
Ski
was
is
nah,
on
dude.
some chill stuff,
They not,
but
bro.
no love.
No.
Hold
Yeah.
on.
no ain't nobody
Yo,
ready. Man,
yo,
I
funny
get
can
it.
enough
yo,
today.
yo. I swear, please, can you send me a copy of the finished No Love? Is it done?
Can we actually like can we put a section of it maybe in here in the podcast, like a little preview thing? No.
Yo,
Ah,
post production,
bro.
post
We
production,
post
Yeah, post
production,
production.
maybe, maybe,
post production.
maybe,
Get to work.
maybe. I mean, nah. I don't think we should, man. I
I
don't
mean,
think
No,
we
we
yo,
should,
should.
bro.
we have a post that has a preview
Maybe
of the
on the second
song.
Oh
episode.
yeah,
That video you made. We could
that's true.
also that could also be the preview. I mean,
Damn, I forgot about that
Sujui,
video. I
Yo,
yeah,
forgot
Hey,
how
about
that
about
that.
this?
that's
How
hard.
about
stay
this?
on the
How
lookout
about
for
this?
that.
Very
I have
hard.
Maybe
I
we'll
have
tell
a
you.
deal. I have a deal for the listeners, man.
All right.
If
Okay.
we can
Tell
say
'em.
like if we get how many comments on this video on the first podcast that we put the No Love preview out on the Instagram, dude.
She.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, I
We
want
But
to
need
I
that's
that.
say
mean,
like,
they gotta get this deep into the video. Be
How what
like,
number you
yo,
thinking,
this is
bro?
hell deep.
I mean,
Yeah,
if we take
Hella
this is
deep.
pretty
yeah.
deep.
We are
if we
below
take a snippet,
the
if we
surface.
take a snippet, then
Yeah.
it's.
All right. So how many comments? How many comments below for the
I
No
mean,
Love?
let
The
me
No
tell you,
Love.
bro, this song is gonna bang and
200.
like.
Whoa, whoa,
My
200.
man said 200.
Bro,
Bro, I was
Hey,
gonna say 30.
nah, bro.
yo,
You tell me you got
that's too
1K
easy, Lewis.
followers. You
That's
got
too
1K
easy,
30 is
Lewis.
followers,
fair. I
dude.
think 30 is fair, man. 30
I'm
because
going
it's gonna be
50.
on the YouTube, bro.
Yo, man.
All right, let's go 50.
Nah,
Let's
bro.
go 50.
Okay.
Final
50
answer.
comments. All right, yeah.
I was gonna
50
say,
comments. 50 comments on this
oh, on the
podcast,
YouTube.
and
Okay.
50 comments on the podcast, and the No Love preview gets released on Insta.
Alright.
Yo,
Alright,
50 is a
yeah.
lot, dog.
It is.
I thought you meant comments on Instagram. That's why
Ah,
it's like 200 minimum, bro.
Oh,
Yeah, because on Instagram it's possible. Because on Instagram we have the following base. So I was like,
200.
yeah,
That's a
Alright.
lot. That's
that
a
is a
lot
lot.
to ask for first.
Let's
But
say on
I
the
But
mean,
podcast. Let's say
if
on the
that's how
podcast.
we're
I
coming, then
mean,
I guess.
I
thing is,
mean, you trying to go 30? I don't really mind,
I
man.
think 30. Let's say 30 on the podcast video, man. It's fair.
yeah, for YouTube, for
Sour,
YouTube.
sour.
All
Let's
right.
just
30 comments on the podcast video, and we drop in the No Love preview on Insta.
Okay.
0. It's set in stone. It's done.
let's go.
You know. All right, bet. All right, bet.
All right,
dog.
all right.
That's
Okay.
not even that much. I know you guys can do it.
That's
Help
not
us
that
out,
much.
man.
Mm-hmm.
We want to help.
Yeah.
Help us help you. Come on, man.
Nigga, what?
come on, man. We trying to show you no love, man. We trying to show you no love. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yo, funny enough, very side note. Today I was in the gym and I ran out of 4G, right? And on my phone I had like some like downloaded music from like the music app, like the iTunes app, whatever, on my iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
And there is like 5 tracks from I'm talking like 9th, 10th grade, bro.
No way.
I'm talking Thrust Issues, This the Realist,
Oh.
9%, New
Oh
Evo.
my goodness.
And I literally cracked up so hard, bro. I think at some point, I don't know when or through what medium, we gotta just show some of that old stuff that's not
Yeah,
even on
bro.
SoundCloud, like the really deep stuff.
Oh yeah.
Back when Nomad Huyo's name was Sonic.
Yeah.
Oh
Bro,
my goodness. That's
we've
the
evolved.
first.
We've
I think
evolved
that's the
since then,
first
bro.
the first alias.
Can I preview some out?
Sonic.
Maybe we'll hold on to those. Those are the actual
Uh,
gems that you want to be waiting and looking out for, because
literally, those are
those are
basically
priceless.
those are the equivalent of like baby photos at this point. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, man.
We can hold on to those, but
Yeah.
it's gold. It's gold.
It is,
Mhm.
man. It is. You know how we do it, bro. What was your old rap name, bro? It was still Slim, no?
Lewis has gone through like the
Yeah.
most. Matthew,
Yeah.
you've also been Maddox since the start.
I have also been, yeah.
I've been Slim Jimmy, whatever. Lewis has gone through like Sonic,
Yeah. I
King,
supersonic,
King
or
Louis,
hypersonic or something like that.
Young
King
Flux.
Louis.
Yeah, Young Flux. I remember that
Young
one.
Flux.
What else? There's more, bro.
Nah, that's
Julio.
it. That's it. Julio's the new
For
one.
you,
Yeah. I feel like
I
Julio,
like Julio, man.
Julio's a dope one.
you
Yo,
landed a good one.
what was
That's
the
San.
producer tag
That's
again? The producer
What?
tag? You're one.
Oh.
Oh, we
Julio.
don't have
Yeah,
to
we
put
don't
it
have
in
to
here.
talk
We don't
about
have to
that.
put it in here.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
Julio,
here, insert
post-production,
insert it right here.
Maybe
Insert
we'll
it
do
right
that.
here.
Insert producer
Here,
tag right
give us a little live version though, just so you know.
now.
Julio got a Julio.
Okay.
Yeah, we gonna insert it right there, man.
Yeah, bro.
That's great.
Damn, we've talked about a lot today, man. I feel
Yeah.
like the thing with these stuff, like every time we like moving on from one conversation, but I feel like we could probably stay on like we could have
Yeah.
talked about Francie for like an hour. We could have
Yeah,
talked
bro.
about
Right.
like the
Could
start
have
of
been its own.
Yeah.
Nomadic for like an
podcast.
hour.
Hey, if y'all really
Uh,
vibing with the podcast, we can get into some like deeper
Yeah,
stuff as well.
yeah.
Y'all
If
can
there's,
also
like-
shout out certain episodes you want to see or
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
Be down
Exactly.
for that. Sure.
And like even just drop a comment if there's like anything that you want us to elaborate on. Like we can easily record like its own episode on like
Yeah.
something we touched on today.
Yeah.
But before we move on, I just want to tell like one quick story, like one quick story of like when we came up with the acronym for Nomadic, dude. Because let me tell you, this was a process, man. This was a process, like nexus of minds and dreams and creation. The way it just flows, it just works. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
hold up, man. Hold up. Like basically, I was with Jimmy in the airport, and like it had been a while. Like I had been just like I have this notebook, where I just write down my ideas that I have, and like I journal in it every couple days or whatever. And I was just sitting there and I was just thinking about the fact that, this was before we had the name Nomadic even like set, you know what I mean? And I had just written nomad in my notebook and just wrote a couple lines of like what I think it means to be like a modern day nomad and that. And I was like, man, we got to do something with, the word nomad or something. And dude, I just started writing and writing and writing the most dumbest things you could possibly imagine of like what nomad could stand for, dude. Like it was like
I,
new
new order.
order, new like new order, men something, bro. Like new order, more like random ass just acronyms that had made no sense, dude.
The thing
That
that
made
the
no
part that
sense.
stayed the same in like most of the ideas was like we had like the creation or like the dreams. Those were kind of right.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
the one you
Mm.
struggled the most. This dude like he'd be like, "Yo, help me out, help me out," and I'd be thinking, and we come up with like next and like some
And
random
this
N
dude, this
words.
was in the airport, bro. This was in the
Mm,
airport, like in the middle of the night. We're just like sitting around, like, bro, we have to find something, man. Like
bro,
pages full of just random acronyms that make no sense, dude.
but it was the letter N that had us the most like we really struggled with N, and then at one point this Marty comes up to me, he's like, yo, I think I got it though.
I
He
got
said
it, bro.
he said
Because
he
we
said
had
next.
of minds and dreams and creation, we had that, bro.
This dude pulled up. He said Nexus. I said, yo, that sounds so tight, but I'm not sure what it means. I said, I'm like, do you know what that means?
Oh
Bro,
no.
I even had to Google it, man. The first time
Yeah.
you man came out with the brainstorm, I was like, damn, this is kind of a mouthful to say. What does Nexus even mean, bro? Like, then I
But it
Googled
just
it and
fit.
I was like, yo, there's no other word that could have been placed there. You know what I mean?
Nah.
Like,
Definition is
yeah, man.
connection or series of connections linking two or more things. And I
Two or
mean,
more, gang. We're
Yeah.
nine even.
It's
what
that
can I
gang.
say, dude?
Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
yeah, yeah.
Damn,
No,
man.
my
But
dick's.
yeah, I just wanted to put that little story out there,
Yeah,
man. We was heading home for my sister's wedding, dude. We had all tons of good energy, bro.
Shouts out Jamila,
You know?
dude. Shouts out.
Shouts out Jamila. Yo, speaking of that, so shouts out Jamila, dude, because we about to be uncles out here, bro.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir. Uncle
Yes,
Max
sir.
and
Yes,
Uncle
yes.
Slim.
yeah. Congrats
Uncle
to her.
Slim, yes.
All the best to her.
Shouts out. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
All right,
All right,
brothers.
man.
So what's our last topic of the day?
We gon' I think we're gonna slowly start to close it. I
Yeah.
mean, how what y'all saying, man? Anyone got some a little? I see Lewis wanted to maybe talk about or bring up a little quote or something special that
Quote of the
that,
day.
Yo,
that
it's
they
not
came across.
nothing deep or anything, but I was just
Nah,
gonna say, well,
oh,
since if we're gonna close, then we might as well just, if you've made it this far, thanks for tuning into the podcast.
Bless you so
Yeah.
much.
Once
For
again,
real.
this is the
We
first
appreciate that.
episode,
Yeah.
the pilot.
Yeah.
There's gonna be many more to come, and like a lot of like much as a lot of the thinking that goes into nomadic, it's like unplanned sort of, but like mysterious. So we really don't know like how the format is gonna be, in the next couple podcasts, or if we're gonna keep certain things. But also
Yeah.
that's for you guys for the listeners to let us know. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, be on the lookout because I don't know about you guys. Well, I'm pretty sure I can speak for all of us when I say that we really enjoyed doing this, like the planning for this, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
just sitting down and talking to you guys has been pretty. I don't know, it's
Yeah.
been pretty
It's
pretty
nice,
peaceful,
man.
dude. It's
It's
nice
nice,
just
bro.
to like even
Yeah.
catch up, and not even have like too many deep talks or whatever. But
Yeah.
like just from talking, you get to I don't know find something new every day,
Yeah,
So
exactly, bro.
yeah, that's beautiful.
once
That's
again,
beautiful.
Yeah.
First
again,
podcast, dude.
thanks for tuning in.
And
You guys
yeah,
want to say anything?
bro. Yeah, I mean, I'm just really looking forward to, continuing this and like recording like future episodes, inviting guests, bro, having like some people that have been messing with Nomadic on the platform, like,
Yeah.
what's it called? How do you say? Picking their brains about, different topics. And like what I love so much about this, it's called Nomadic Stories. And we're just trying to tell, learn about people's stories and everything from
Yeah.
all types of things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so Lewis, you wanted a quote. You wanted a quote. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
hit me up. Hit me
I
up.
got you. I got you. I got you. So, first off, let me just say rest in peace because the quote is by Chadwick. You know, and like I'll be dead honest with you. I know him from like the Black Panther movies, but then when I started seeing like um more of like how he impacted people's lives and just the struggle that he went through like towards the end and stuff, it's like mad inspiring. So I thought it might be appropriate to kind of end with a quote by him, and I
Mm-hmm.
think it very much applies to us as well because the quote says in times of crisis the wise build bridges while the foolish build barriers. And you know I'll just let that sink in. But you know, in times of crisis, like during Corona and stuff like that, that's when, like the way that you go about your life is very much gonna determine
Mm.
what that time does to you. And like us as no, as like nomadic and stuff, what we did was we built bridges, man. Like nomadic is a bridge between all of
Yeah.
us,
Facts.
and
The
between people
Nexus.
that end up liking nomadic. So
Nexus.
I just thought that that quote was really appropriate.
Everything is connected. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, man.
Exactly,
But
bro.
yo,
I love
yeah,
Exactly.
that.
I
I
love
love
that
that
quote.
quote. Yeah, bro. That's
Yeah.
hard.
We'll put it up on the IG, bro. We'll put it up on the IG, dude.
That
Yeah.
really resonates with me, man.
Hmm.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, dude.
All
So
right.
that's
On
it.
that note, yeah, that's a
We
wrap.
cutting it. We cutting it.
That's a
Facts.
wrap. That's a
Thank
wrap.
y'all
All
so
right.
much. Thank y'all
Shout
so
out.
much.
Shout
Get it.
out. One love. One love.
Okay, see you on the next. See you on the next.
Yeah.
Peace.
Till next time.